Okay, in this video I'm going to demonstrate adding the green and blue duotone filter to a video in Clipchamp. Okay, well this is my desktop here. You can see it's a simple blue color wallpaper here, but onto a more serious note, I'm simply going to move the mouse pointer down here and click the browser here, Google Chrome, to open Google Chrome. And I could type in the address bar there. I could type in clipchamp.com, but I'm simply going to move the mouse pointer down here and click this clipchamp.com icon that I saved here on the Google homepage. I'm going to click that now. Okay, now that brought us to clipchamp.com. So now I'm going to move the mouse pointer up here to this sign in icon here on the top right. I'll click that now. And now I'm going to move the mouse pointer down and click continue with Microsoft. Yes, Clipchamp is a Microsoft program. Oh, sorry about that, guys. Sorry about blurring out my email address there. No offense, I just blurred it for my privacy. So I'm going to click that now. And when I click that, we're going now we have been logged into the online Clipchamp home area. We can see this is the Clipchamp home area here. But I want to start video editing, so I'm going to click this icon here, create a new video, start from scratch. So I'm going to click that now. And that brought us into the video editing area. Now before I import the media or anything like that, I am going to type in here the address bar. Not the address bar, pardon me, this title bar here. To the right of Clipchamp here, on the top left corner there. I'm going to type in there now, the title box. I'll type in a title. Okay. Okay, green and blue. Oh, sorry about that. I forgot an E. Green and blue dual tone filter. Perfect. Now before I import media, I'm just simply going to show you the guys this. Hit you all to this. See the size icon over the preview pane? You can see the alt text there. Change aspect ratio. I'm going to click that size icon now. I want to make sure wide 16:9 is checked because we're going to be using, for this project, I'm going to be using full HD 1920 by 1080 resolution clips, which are 16:9. So that has to be checked. But you can see we have access to several other aspect ratios, including the old-fashioned 4:3, which was what was on the old classic CRT televisions. And of course we have vertical 9:16, which is great for cell phone videos, for Instagram Reels and TikTok, but wide is what I need. So I'm going to check that now, click that. Okay, so now I'm going to import my media. I'm going to move the mouse pointer to the left of the screen and click this import media icon here on the left. Okay, awesome. You can see that my folder is already open here. It's already selected. Now, you all will have to navigate to your folders. Obviously, you'll have to find your folders on your computer, navigate towards your folders and files. But here is my folder with my files. So I'm going to click the first one there. Yes, Matte Crescent 1 and Matte Light 1. I'm going to hold down the control key and click Matte Light 1 there. Perfect. Now, I'm going to move the mouse pointer down here and click Open. The Open icon down here at the bottom right of the prompt box. I'm going to click that now. Okay, that has imported the two files. Now, obviously, a very important thing to remember here is these files have only been imported, okay? They have not been uploaded. Clipchamp is only referring to the files on your hard drive. It's very important to remember that, okay? So make sure you should really always back up your files, but it's only referring to the files in your folders, okay? So now I'm going to add the first one there. I'm going to add Matte Crescent 1. I could click it and drag it down, but I think more efficiently right now, since it's only two clips, is I'm going to click that plus sign on the bottom right of that clip. So I'll click it now. And that brought it down to the timeline, imported it to the timeline. Now I'm going to move the mouse pointer down and click the add the timeline plus sign on the bottom right of the second clip, the Matte Light 1 there. So I'm going to click that now. Perfect. Now we can't see those two clips very neatly, so the best thing for me to do here is move the mouse pointer down here to the bottom right of the screen. You see these magnifying glasses here? The zoom out timeline with the minus sign on the magnifying glass, that's what I need. You can also see zoom in timeline, fit timeline, and collapse timeline. But what I need is zoom out timeline. So I'm going to start clicking that minus sign on the magnifying glass now. Perfect. That makes it a lot neater. Okay. I'll click it again actually. There we go. Perfect. Now before I add the green and blue duotone filter to these clips, how about we simply watch both clips before I do so we can have the comparison. So we can know what they look like without the filter. So I could click I could click the position indicator here and drag it back to the beginning. But the more efficient thing for me to do right now is click the Seek to Start icon here. I'll click it now. Perfect. That brought us back to the beginning. Remember, Clipchamp is currently programmed so that when you click the Seek to Start icon, it'll move you back to the beginning of the timeline, regardless of how many clips are on the timeline. So now I'm going to click the play icon under the preview pane so we can watch both of these clips before I add the filter. Okay, nifty. Now, I'm simply going to, for neatness sake, click that Seek to Start icon again. And before I add the green and blue duotone filter to the first clip, I have to select it. So to select it, I have to click it. Okay, I just clicked it. We can tell it's selected now because it's highlighted. So now I'm going to move the mouse pointer to the right of the screen and click Filters. And I'm going to simply, I could click the scroll bar there and drag it to the bottom to find the filter. But I'm simply going to type in the search box. Okay. And that didn't take long. Green and blue duotone. I'm going to click that now. Now we can see it's been added to the first clip. And when I clicked it, you can see this option appeared underneath it. And the option is intensity. I could click that and drag it to the left to lower the intensity, or click it and drag it to the right to increase the intensity. So what I'm simply going to do is click it and just drag it a little to the right. Not much. There we go. That should be good. To increase the intensity. Now I'm going to click that collapse property panel icon there. Okay. And now I'm going to do the same thing to the second clip. So I'm going to click the second clip. And let's move the position indicator over so we can see it in a neater fashion. There we go. And now let's move the mouse pointer. We can see I clicked it, it's selected. Now I'm going to move the mouse pointer over, click filters again, click the filters icon. Oh yes, you can see that none is selected already. That's the default selection. Okay. And also want to let you know, sometimes when you mouse over a filter, it may appear on your selected clip on the timeline, but don't worry, it will not be added until you click it. And also, it's typically only one filter per one selected clip. Okay. So now I'm going to click that scroll bar and drag it down to the green and blue duotone. There it is there. And I'll click that now. And yes, when I clicked it, the same thing happened. The option appeared underneath it, intensity. I'm going to click that little ball switch there and drag it to the right to increase the intensity somewhat. Nifty. So now I'm going to move the mouse pointer up here and click Collapse Property Panel. Now, the filter's been added to both clips, so in a moment we're going to watch both clips with the filter added to each. But first we're going to merge both clips into one longer file. So to do this, I'm going to move the mouse pointer up here to the right of the screen and click the export icon. Okay, now when I click that, we can see video quality. Your video will export as an MP4 file. We have several options here. We have 480p for drafts, 720p, smaller file size, faster export, 1080p, which is HD, that's high quality. We would have access to 4K if we had a purchase subscription here. You can purchase a subscription to Clipchamp Premium, which is currently about 130 bucks Canadian per year. Okay, so then we'd have access to 4K video editing. However, since both these clips were 1080 clips, 1920 by 1080 resolution, there's not much need to use 4K here anyway. We could also export the audio only, but certainly don't want to do that. And If this video was less than 15 seconds, or pardon me, was 15 seconds or less, we could export it out to a GIF. A GIF is not a video file, it's just simply an animated image file, which you may use on a web page or perhaps some of your socials. But now I'm simply going to move the mouse pointer up here and click 1080p to begin the export. So we'll click that now. Okay, green and blue dual tone filter. It's now exporting. Okay, now you can see up here in the top right, green and blue dual tone filter made with Clipchamp. On my Windows system, it downloaded to the downloads folder. So be mindful of that. When you are finished exporting, the file may have downloaded to your downloads folder on a Windows system or perhaps even a Mac, whatever the folder is on a Macintosh system. But I want to show you all how to save to your computer. So I'm going to click this icon here, save to your computer. Perfect, and that's the folder again. You may have to navigate to your folders, the folder you want to use, but since my folder is already selected, you can see there. And my file name is fine, green and blue duotone filter made with Clipchamp MP4 file. I'm now simply going to move the mouse pointer down and click save. The save icon down here in the bottom right of the prompt box, I'm going to click it now. Now my file has been saved, my video file, so we want to watch that now. So I'm going to move the mouse pointer down here to the bottom right of the taskbar, click that show desktop, that pesky show desktop icon there. Now I'm going to move the mouse pointer up here to my sample clips folder, double click it, double click Clipchamp, and now I'm going to double click green and blue dual tone filter, and there is the file that we want to view. So I'm going to double click green and blue dual tone filter made with Clipchamp. I'm going to double click it now to open it in Windows Media Player. Okay, really neat. That was awesome. I'm now going to click the X in the top right corner. There's a toggle bar on Media Player to close it. Now I'm going to close that folder by clicking the X in the top right corner. Now I'm going to move the mouse pointer down and just open the browser again. Back to our project. Okay, now this is the desktop version of Clipchamp. This is the free online desktop version, which you may find at clipchamp.com. Okay, just be mindful of one thing. The programmers who work on Clipchamp may change features, move features, or remove a feature altogether. So as I always say, be patient and calm. Other than that, it's an awesome program, especially for free. I think it's really nifty. You can find it at clipchamp.com. It's owned and operated by Microsoft Corporation. Thank you all so very much for watching, and as always, thank you so very much for your time.